सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Yes. To those who believe that there is a God above all of us, He is the creator, Brahma, He is the protector, Vishnu, He is the one who takes back all of us to our own source, as Shiva. If they believe, it is correct. If somebody believes it differently, there is a God who is in each one of us, but He is different from us. Correct. Somebody believes there is nothing other than God. Correct. Somebody believes I alone am the God. Correct. How can all be correct? Because all possibilities are there in God. Since all possibilities are there in God, whoever talks about God, they are all correct. So now what I am going to tell you, do not waste your time. Do not waste your time in unnecessarily imagining. You have to study the Shastras extensively, listen extensively, no Sanskrit, no grammar, KNOW. Memorize, meditate. Sometime, something, maybe after death will happen. If you believe so, it will be like that. My experience is different. I will share it with you. You and I have been all the time God only. Never was a time we were not God. Never will be a time we will not be God. This God in us is covered by mind. In sleep, when this mind is at rest, the God that we are alone shines. That is why in sleep everybody is happy. To bring this state of sleep into waking is called meditation. That is, push back the mind. Just see yourself to be free from mind, or the very power that makes the mind function or see the thoughts. It doesn't matter what thoughts. It can be good thoughts, it can be bad thoughts, it can be thoughts of pain, it can be thoughts of sorrow. Does not matter. Every thought is there, and every thought is illumined by this consciousness, the God. Without consciousness, thought cannot be illumined. That is why in sleep, when it disconnects from the consciousness, we are not aware of the mind. So if you are thinking, you can feel God because you cannot think without the consciousness. You cannot undergo pain without the consciousness. You cannot experience joy without the consciousness. So all our experiences, our waking world with the mind is a combination of God plus thoughts and forms. When the mind is turned outward, it sees only forms and believes that they alone are real. Forms being finite, there is insecurity, which is the mother of all sorrows, and we are constantly in insecurity and sorrow. When the mind is turned towards that which illumines this sorrow, that person can detach from the sorrow and feel the fullness, goodness, cheer, and happiness of this self in spite of the sorrow. Sorrow need not end. Sorrow need not end. You have nothing to do with that. Disconnect. This process of disconnecting from the appearances and the objective world and connecting to your own real being is called meditation. Sri Gurudev says it simple, 2 words: detach, attach. Detach from appearances, attach to the real. It can be done right now. No, my mind is uncontrolled. Beautiful. You see that your thoughts are uncontrollable. Who is saying this? Must be different from the thoughts. The one who says, my thoughts I am not able to control, must be different from the thoughts. That is you. My mind is agitated. Yes. Who says this? Mind itself doesn't say, my mind. If mind has to say, it will say, I am agitated. You say, my mind. That my mind is different from you. Since all problems belong to the body, mind, or intellect, you are a witness of the body, mind, intellect. You have a body, mind, intellect. You use a body, mind, intellect. You are not the body, mind, and intellect. Therefore, you have no problems. To recognize this is meditation. For this, do you need to master Sanskrit? Do you need to memorize all slokas? Do you need to memorize all bhashyas? Do you need to break your head? Dvaita, Visishta, Dvaita, Advaita, Sankhya, Purvamimamsa. Why are you worried about all those labels? Just see you are different from what you see. You can see your body, therefore you are not the body. You can see your mind, therefore you are not the mind. You can see your intellect, therefore you are not the intellect. All problems belong to the body, mind, or intellect. Since you are not the body, mind, or intellect, you have no problem. This is the beginning. This is the end of all learning. You bring me any text anywhere. Tell me something different from this. What I said. All texts only talk about what is unreal, what is real. Unreal is that which changes continuously. Unreal is that which is your object. Real is that which never changes. Real is the subject. You are the subject witnessing all changes. You are beyond them. Everything that you see changes, therefore they undergo the process of death. You never change, therefore you are immortal. There's nothing beyond this. If you have doubt, bring any text from any master. Only thing is, it is too much Sanskrit, translate it and give it to me, because my Sanskrit is very limited. So this you have to practice. You have heard now. You have to reflect on that and make understand it. Then contemplate on that and make this a thought and experience of yours. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take months. It doesn't take weeks. It doesn't take days. It takes a few minutes of your sincere effort. So then why are you continuing the classes? Array, I have nothing to do. I like to see people because all people are expressions of God. I love people. And 24 hours I cannot be sitting in my room idle. So at least 1 hour I have a class. That's all. That's why I have the class. Okay. Why are you, if you say why should we come to you? Please don't. And nobody comes to you, what will you do? My God is within me, I will talk to him. He talks to me, I talk to him. Bas. You come, you go 1 hour company. My God never leaves me, even in sleep, even in bathroom, he never leaves me. For me, when he is there, why do I need any other company? Please think. This is the 6th chapter, Geetha, which we are doing. And in trying to contemplate, if the mind wanders because of the desires, control the mind, control the senses, detach from the desires, and focus it to the self. If it wanders, bring it slowly, little by little, not by force. Yato yato nischarati manaha chanchalam astiram. Manaha chanchalam goes on moving from thought to thought. And in no thought, it stays for some time. Tataha niyamyaitad atmanayeva vasham nayet. It will wander. That's its nature. It is true to its nature. Nature of mind is to wander. It is true to its nature. You do not run behind it. Try to bring it back patiently, slowly. Turn it towards the self. Turn it towards the self. And when you do that, since the mind is detached from the objective world, since all problems and sorrows come from the objective world, the mind that is established in the self is quiet, peaceful, happy. Therefore, in 27, Prashanta Manasam He Yenam Yoginam Sukhamuttamam Upaiti Shanta Rajasam Brahma Bhutam Akalmasham. This yogi who has become Brahman. Why? When the mind is turned towards Brahman, mind becomes Brahman because mind is Brahman. Brahman, consciousness plus object is thought. Flow of thoughts is called mind. So mind minus objects, where the object of the mind became consciousness, mind becomes consciousness. And such mind is peaceful, prashanta manasam, enam, yoginam, this yogi, sukhamuttamam, sukham, sukataram, sukatamam, highest happiness, bliss, upaiti comes to him, shanta rajasam, free from the agitations, the rajoguna, brahma bhutam akalmasham, free from all vasanas, sins that agitate you, having become Brahman. Therefore, yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi nayata manasaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukhamashnuti. Therefore, the yogi continuously yunjan evam sada atmanam, all the time, the self, free from disturbances, agitations, vasanas, enjoys the highest happiness, Shokam Ashnuti, Sukhena, easily. How? Brahma Samsparsham Atyantam, through the contact of Brahman. This mind, having disconnected from all dissimilar thoughts and dissimilar currents and dissimilar world, rests in Brahman, the consciousness, and experiences its nature, Sukhamuttamam. How? Come easily, Sukhena. Sukhena. Try. Please try. Please try. It's not difficult. It is difficult if your mind is all the time elsewhere. You believe the world gives you happiness, then it goes out. You can't bring it back. You believe the world is real, it doesn't fully trust God. You believe the world has a reality, world has happiness, world is permanent, then your mind is in the world out of its choice. Out of its choice, it misses Brahman, it suffers. Out of your choice, you miss Brahman, you suffer. Out of your choice. Do not complain with anybody. I am not able to control the mind. Why? Because your mind wants only external things. Develop love for God. Your mind will always rest in God. And how do I develop love for God? How do I develop love for God? How do I restrain my mind from wandering? How do I restrain my mind from wandering? How do I develop love for God? Today you have love for all the world because continuously you have been thinking about them. Reverse the process, continuously think about God, you will develop love for Him. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti. Develop love, continuous thinking about Him. Tune to Him continuously. You will develop devotion. Mind will not wander. How? I have to work. I have to work at home. I have to work at the office. How will I continuously think of God? You are working at home, What are you working? Cooking. You need fire, for cooking. Fire is God. You need water for cooking. Water is God. You need vessels for cooking. Vessels are God. You need some help for cooking. The person who helps you is God. Go to office. Your subordinates, your superiors, all of them are expressions of God. You meet comfortable situations, expressions of God. You meet uncomfortable, painful situations, expressions of God. So one who sees God in all, the world of names and forms does not disturb him, because all names and forms are only his appearances. And such a person doesn't love somebody, doesn't hate somebody, he loves all equally and fully. He loves all equally and fully. And where there is love, there is concentration, there is focus. You can't say, I can't control. So the most important factor in meditation is, apart from the 10 minutes or 15 minutes you sit for meditation, the rest of the 23 hours and a few minutes, continuously you have to be seeing God in all. That is called the real meditation, open eye meditation, Sahaja Samadhi. Yatra yatra manoyati, tatra tatra tavaswarupam. Yatra yatra shiroyati, tatra tatra tava padadvayam te. Wherever my mind goes, there is your form. Wherever my head goes, there are your feet. Practice, experience, enjoy. Without practicing, go on arguing, go on talking. You are wasting your time. You believe world is real, go into it fully. So that when it gives kicks, at least you will come back. Gurudev used to say, be a Rama or a Ravana, never be in between. You must have all heard of the Shunashepa story. The elder son was wanted by the father. He was not allowed to go as a sacrifice. The younger son was wanted by the mother. He was not allowed. The middle one was left alone. That's it. Either be the best or the lowest. Do not waste your time being a mediocre. See God in all, because it's all God. Truth is, it's all God. What is God? What is the problem in seeing as God? How do I see as God? Existence. They all exist. Existence is God. They all exist. Existence is God. The very fact they exist, they have life. Life is God. Existence is God. Life is God. And therefore, see God in all. For that, first you have to see God in you. See God in you through meditation and see the same God in all. Therefore, this is the highest topic in Vedanta, which was also referred 2-3 times in the previous chapter. Sarva Sarvabhuta. Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvatma Bhava. Having This understanding that everything that I see is my Atman, the consciousness, the God, Sarvatma Bhava. So the next four verses where Krishna is concluding discussion and meditation are given to this Sarvatma Bhava. Bhagavata goes one step further. Wherever you have a doubt on any topic, total clarity you will get from Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam gives one step further. It says, if you had got this Sarvatma Bhava, after that you have nothing to do. Retire, enjoy. Your sadhana is complete. So it is these four verses that are going to talk about Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvabhutastamatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Sarvabhutastamatmanam. He sees the self, his own self, in everybody. Sarvabhutastam atmanam, himself in all. Sarva bhutanicha atmani, he sees all beings in himself. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. Ikshate sees yoga yuktatma, one who has integrated his mind intellect, one who has become an adept in meditation. Sarvatra samadarshanaha. He sees the same everywhere. He sees the same everywhere. Different expressions. Pain is his expression, comfort is his expression, joy is his expression, sorrow is his expression. You need all, therefore he comes in so many forms. Water and fire are enemies, but for cooking you need both. In our system, red capsules and white capsules, they destroy each other, but you need both. Day and night, you need both. So God comes in all forms. Therefore, dukh mein bhi kaho Ram Ram, sukh mein bhi kaho Ram Ram, haste bhi kaho Ram Ram, rote bhi kaho Ram Ram. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. He who sees me everywhere, I do not let him down. He doesn't let himself down. The water that sees itself to be the big wave, the small wave, the bubble, the foam and the ocean never gets disconnected from its own self. Whether the water, the wave dies down or not, it remains the water. Therefore, it's not let down by anybody, nor does it let down anybody. Gold, who knows it is the earring, chain and bangle, are not let down by earring, chain and bangle, nor gold lets down earring, chain and bangle, because they are potentially there in gold. They are potentially there in gold. Sarvabhutastitam yomam bhajati ekatvam astitaha sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mayi vartate. One who sees this Atman in all, and therefore bhajati, serves, worships, because all forms are God. He respects all, he loves all, he serves all. And such a person, sarvatha vartamanopi, though he is engaged in all worldly activities, his mind revolves in God only, because he sees God only in and through all active life. Sa yogi mayi vartate. He revels and travels in God alone. He lives in God alone. Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyata yorjuna sukham va yadiva dukkham sayogi paramo matah. What is this height of meditation? Who is the adept in meditation? He who sees others' joys and sorrows as his own, because that's the purpose of meditation, to see himself in all. Therefore, he feels the joys and sorrows of others as his own. That is the person who reached the highest state of meditation. Ranti Deva in Bhagavatam, after several days of starving, had some food for the family. First a Brahmin comes, he gives a little. And then when about to eat, a Kshatriya comes, gives a little. Then a Vaishya comes, gives a little. Then a Shudra comes, gives a little. There's nothing. A Chandala comes and asks for the water he was having. That also he gives a little. The whole family is about to die. But then come the Trimurtis and they bless him for his benevolence. And what boon Ranti Deva asked them, he doesn't ask, please remove this poverty from me. He asked them, let me remain in everybody's heart and experience their pain. That's the boon he asks. Let me experience the pain of all. Therefore, our Guru's Guru Sri Tapovan Maharaj says the highest spiritual state is universal love, universal service. Because if you love, you serve. Why? Because universe is the visible form of God, he says. He says universe and God are not two different things. Since universe is God, love of universe, service of God, service of universe, they're all same. So what a simple way to reach the highest. What a simple way to reach the highest. You are not asked to meditate, sit and concentrate. You are not asked to memorize. You are not asked to read all bhashyas. He says the highest state of Godhood is reached by universal love and universal service, because universe is the visible form of God. This is easy and pleasant, because never loving is tiring. You cannot say, I am very tired of loving. Loving is not tiring. Loving is not unpleasant. If loving is the highest state of Godhood, what more difficulty you have? Why don't you reach that state? For that, you have to eschew, throw off all your judgments and negative tendencies. I love everybody, but not my in-laws. Your in-laws also God. Apparently, because of your attitude, they seem to give you pain. But that you needed. They serve you and get a bad name. Sorry for the digression. I thought we need some humor also. Now, the discussion on meditation is over. Where did we stop? Seeing God in all, sarvatma bhava. That is the height of meditation. Seeing God in all. Therefore, love God, love all, serve all. Nothing beyond this. That is what in Taittiriya Upanishad also we are doing. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Everything is dear to you because everybody gives you happiness and they're all yourself. Yatra nanyat pashyati, nanyat shrunoti, nanyat vijanati. Tad bhuma, where you don't see anything else, you don't hear of anything else, you don't know anything else other than God. Tad bhuma, that is the highest. Tad amrutam, that is immortality. Yatra anyat pashyati, yatra anyat shrunoti, yatra anyat vijanati. Tad alpam, yad alpam tad martyam, alpe sukham nasti. Where you see differences, they are all finite. And finite is mortal. There is no happiness in finite. Now, you have been hearing me for a few days, and we are going to end these classes in the next maybe 8, 9 weeks. So you will be let down. You will be disconnected. What you have to do? You have already got what you have to get. After that, you leave that. See God in all, love all, serve all, over. Matter over. People who understood this trick, they don't come to the class, second class onwards. That's why my numbers every class go down, because they all understand. Okay. So I'd like to see nobody to next class, because you all understood. So the discussion on meditation is over. So now, what is the topic till another 14 verses? 15 verses. Arjuna has some doubts. Those doubts are asked, and those doubts are explained. Discussion on meditation is over with 32nd verse, where Bhagavan stops with Sarvatma Bhava. From 33 to 47, doubts of Arjuna being answered. Arjuna asks, Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha samyena madhusudana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatva stitim stiram. So, Bhagavan uses two words there earlier, Manaha Chanchalamastiram. Arjuna is very clever. He catches those two words and says, you yourself say, Manaha Chanchalamastiram. Then how can I concentrate? I think you have given me a prescription which is not available anywhere. Bring sky flower, rub it with a man's horn, administer it through the son of a barren woman. You will be cured. What? There is no sky flower, there is no man's horn, the barren woman cannot have a son. Giving such a prescription which is not workable, what is the use? Oh Krishna, you have given a prescription which won't work. Why? You yourself said, Manaha Chanchalam Astiram. It won't work. And then he says, Chanchalam himana Krishna pramadhi balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Chanchalam hi manaha Krishna. Krishna, this mind is fickle. And not only that, pramadhi, turbulent, balavat, strong, drudam, firm. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. It is easier probably to control wind, but it's not so easy to control the mind. And you say control the mind. It's impossible. Bhagavan answers. Sri Bhagavan uvacha asamshayam mahabaho Mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate. Bhagavan says, Asamshayam Mahab. My dear Arjuna, you spoke very intelligently. Asamshayam, there is no doubt. Mahabaho, mighty armed. Mano durnigraham chalam. Mind is difficult to control and fickle, restless. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagya, but it can be controlled through abhyasa and vairagya. It can be controlled through abhyasa and vairagya. Mahabahu, you are mighty arm. Is your strength in killing a few thousand people. If you can't control your own mind, what is Mahabahu? What was easy for you? Being born into the world was easy for you. Sitting 9 months in that womb dungeon with all filth, was it easy? Was delivery easy for the mother? Growing up was easy? Going to school was easy? Going to college was easy? Getting a job is easy? Getting married, is it easy? And getting children, is it easy? All these may be easy. Getting an LKG seat for the child, it's impossible. And yet you did all that. And now you say meditation is difficult. Why? You loved all that. You had faith in all that. On meditation, you have no faith. The very reason something is difficult, something is rare, you should try for that. That's a Kshatriya Dharma. What is the point in going for cheap things which are available everywhere? You should only try to get the best. Everybody should try for that, especially a Kshatriya. Yes, and I give you clues how it can be done. Abhyasena, vairagyena. Through abhyasa, constant practice. Vairagya, detachment. Detach continuously from all that is not real. Attached to the real. Getting angry, mind. My mind is in a dirty mood. Detach. I am with the Lord. I am the Lord. Attach. Getting jealousy. My mind is in a negative mood. I am going to be with my Lord. Because nobody can be happy in jealousy, anger, greed. Nobody can be unhappy with love. I will be with my Lord, talking to Him in love, listening to Him of love. I will be happy. This is detachment and attachment. Attached to something higher, detachment from the lower becomes effortless. Children who say I can't concentrate during exams, they have detached from films, they have detached from TV, they have detached from sports. Focus on studies. When you have something higher, detachment from the lower is easier. And when you are detached, the mind becomes stable, steady, and is in meditation. Detachment is called vairagya. Attachment to the real is called abhyasa. Through abhyasa and vairagya, you can practice this. And you will get that. And he says, Asamyatmana yogo dushprapa itime matihi vashyatmana tu yatato shekyaha aptum upayataha. You have no self-control, therefore you find it is difficult to control. What is no self-control? Your mind wanders wherever the senses wander. Senses will see many things, senses will hear many things. Don't allow the mind to go through them. That is called self-control. Then it becomes easy. If you allow the mind to go everywhere, it is difficult. It is difficult. So now Arjuna asks another question. He accepts this answer. Another question. Ayate Shraddhayopeto Yoga Chalita Manasaha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kam Gatim Krishna Gacchati Kachinno Bhaya Vibrastaha Chinna Brahmeva Nashyati Apratishto Mahabaho Vimuda Brahmanapati Etan Me Samsayam Krishna Chetumarkasya Seshataha Todanya Samsayatyasya Chetanah Yupapadyate. These three are connected with each other, therefore I chanted the three. Ayatihi uncontrolled, Shraddhaya Upeta, but he has sincerity. He is not able to control the mind, but he is very sincere. Somehow, world vasanas he is not able to control. But you can't blame him. He's too sincere. He's trying. Ayatihi Shraddhaya Upetaha Yoga Chalita Manasaha. The mind wanders away from yoga. Aprapya yoga samsiddhim. He doesn't get fulfillment in this very life before he leaves the body. Kam gatim Krishna gacchati. What will happen to this man? Where will he go? Poor man, trusting this yoga, trusting this meditation, trusting Geetha, trusting Krishna. He has left many things, but now he has left them, he doesn't enjoy. Here he doesn't get fulfillment. In between he pops off. What happens to him? Kachinno bhaya vibrastaha chinna brahmevanash. There are some clouds. The fulfillment of the cloud is to rain as water and rush to the ocean and join the ocean. That is fulfillment. To reach the ocean, its own source. That's the fulfillment of a cloud. In between, it helps a lot of people for drinking water, for cultivation, agriculture, several things, for washing. So the cloud gets fulfilled at all stages and finally reaches the ocean. But there are some cloudlets. They don't have thick water content, very, very, very feeble. Those cloudlets, they can't rain enough to become rivers and reach the ocean, nor serve a farmer, nor quench your thirst. They just fizzle away. Is this man's like that, the cloudlet which fizzles away? Because he didn't realize in this very life, nor did he enjoy this world. Poor man's life is wasted. Is it so? Asks Sri Krishna. And says, Etan me samsayam Krishna, this doubt of mine, Krishna, chetu marhasya seshataha. You have to clear completely. Why? Todanya samsayasyasya chetana hyupapadyate. One who knows the three periods, the past, present, and future, one who is beyond time, one who knows what happens after death, that God, that you are Krishna, you alone can answer this. Because you have to know what happens after death. You only know. So you will only have to answer that. He says. And Bhagavan answers. Parthanaiveha namudra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krut gacchit durgatim tata gacchati. Underline this word, very, very, very important. Nahi kalyana krut durgatim tata gacchati. The doer of good shall never come to grief. Kalyana krut, doer of good. And such a man, durgati, grief, or bad end, disaster, he doesn't get. He doesn't get anything bad. How do you say? There's a lot to say about this, but simply I ask you to verify. You had a good thought. Can you escape joy out of that? You did a good job. Can you escape fulfillment and happiness out of that? You did a bad thing. Can you escape sorrow, agitation, remorse of that thought? Whatever you do good is stored in you. Whatever bad you do is stored in you. This is called prarabdha. Bhagavan has nothing to do. You have stored them. You have stored them. The good you did is in the shape of happiness in you. The evil that you did is in the shape of remorse in you. That's why Sri Gurudev says, you are not punished for your sins. You are punished by your sins. You are not punished for your sins. You are punished by your sins. If you've done good, you'll be happy. If you've done bad, you'll be sad. God has nothing to do with that. That's what he said in the 5th chapter. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukrutam vibhu ajnane navrutam jnanam tena mukyanti jantavaha. Their knowledge is clouded by ignorance and therefore they suffer. I have nothing to do with that. I don't take anybody's merit or sin. So if you have done good, you cannot come to grief. Bhagavan assures, sometime my life from the age of 17 till today is full of serious challenges. My father died when I was 17 with 6 people below me, and he was 46. And imagine what would be the life. At that time, one of those times I wrote to Gurudev. He replies this. Please remember this sentence. What he replies. He quotes Geetha. The doer of good shall never come to grief. The man who gave this word is a man of honor. He has to keep it up. Who said this? Krishna said it. He has to keep it up. He's a man of honor. The doer of good shall never come to grief. Was said by a man of honor. He has to keep it up. Why worry? Sri Gurudev writes to me. This applies to all of you. But we see only good people suffering, bad people are happy. That's your concept. You see bad people are going in flights, staying in star hotels. You think they're happy. You think good people are struggling for existence. You think they're unhappy. Happiness, unhappiness is the gap between the actual me and the ideal me. Your ideal me is to be good. If there is a gap, your comforts you may have, but you cannot be peaceful. Your ideal me is good, and you are good. You have no comforts, you have no riches, but you will be peaceful. You don't have to check up anywhere. This is the truth. This is the truth. If you act according to your conscience, you will be peaceful. If you go against your conscience, all your wealth cannot give you happiness. Shanta muleka, saukhya muledu. Without peace, there is no comfort. And if you have peace, Sura Mandira Tarumula Nivasa Shaya Bhutala Mazinam Vasa, a man who sleeps under a tree in a temple with earth as his mattress. Kasya Sukham na karoti viraga. What happiness doesn't he get? Because his mind is full contented No negative thoughts. Therefore, do not judge by what you see. A good man cannot suffer. A bad man cannot be happy. And then what happens if he dies? This was Arjuna's question. Before he gets established in this truth, he dies. What happens? Arjuna's question. Bhagavan answers. Prapya punyakrutan lokan ushitva shashwati samaha suchinam srimatam gehe yoga brashto vijayate. This yoga brashta, the man who has been displaced in yoga, prapya punya krutan lokan, because of the good he has done, enjoying the peace and happiness of that loka. Loka means field of experience. His own mind, heaven and hell are in your own, are two sides of your own mind. Having done good, having left this body, he enjoys the benefit of those goods. You may call it Swarga if you like it. We won't say yes or no, because whatever you believe, that is so true. He enjoys for some time there, Shashwati Samaha, number of years, then he has to come back to this world. Heaven and hell are only, if you have done good, enjoy in heaven. Done bad, go to hell and enjoy. But your vasanas exhaust, you have to evolve only in karma bhumi bhuloka. You cannot evolve through Swarga or Naraka. So you have to come back here. In fact, Bhagavatam says, the Bhuloka itself is divided into 7 continents. In that Bharata Varsha, Bharata Kanda is the Karma Bhumi, where people evolve. Other places are Bhoga Bhumis. They enjoy or suffer according to them. Only Bharata Bhumi people evolve. Other places are where they enjoy or suffer. So therefore, heaven and hell are here itself, even again from that meaning. So this man enjoys for his punya. He has to come back to earth. He comes back. And where is born? Because of the punya, he has to continue his journey, meditation. Suchinam Srimatam Gehi Yoga Prasto Vijayat. He is born into clean and people who don't have to struggle for living. Suchinam Srimatam, endowed with all good qualities and even prosperity. Srimatam doesn't mean only money. A clean family, a good family. He is born to continue his journey. Right? Because he has still those vasanas. And through those vasanas, he has to evolve. He is born. The others who are even superior to him, what happens to them? Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabhataram loke janma yadidrusham. Athava, otherwise, yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam. This wise man, intelligent man, is born in a family of yogis, means all spiritual people. He is born in a family of all spiritual people. They may not be rich, but all spiritual people. This life is very difficult to get. Janma yadidrusham is very difficult to get. This will happen only for 1 in a million. He is born in a family of all spiritual people. And then tatratam buddhisam yogam labate pavratehikam yatacheta tato bhuyaha samsiddhau kurunandana. There, wherever he has come back, connects it to the previous life and takes his journey forward. So nothing is lost. Arjuna's question was, is his life like a rent cloud, cloudland? Krishna says no. He continues there. Where he left, he picks it up, continues the journey. And then Purvabhyasena tenaiva Riyate Yavashopi Saha Jignasurapi Yogasya Shabda Brahmati Vartate. Because of the past experiences, Avashopi, even if without his knowledge, he gets into this feeling, this field, and wants to know Jignasurapi, and then that person goes beyond the spoken words of the Vedas and experiences. Gurudev used to say, each one of us have a story how we came to him. He says that is what is your past connected. We all went to a cinema. My story, Psycho. We didn't get a ticket. Somebody suggested Chinmayananda. We came. We went to a cinema. We didn't get a ticket. Came to Cinemayananda. That's how we came. Where is the connection between a cinema and Chinmayananda? That's how Bhagavan does. Most of you, that could be the story. How you came to Geetha, how you came to this. It might be an accident to you, but it's not an accident. And you must practice this yoga, this meditation. Why? Because Prayatnadyatamaanastu yogisham shuddha kilbishah aneka janma samsiddha tato yati param gatim. Practicing this yoga for a few lives, he will ultimately get the siddhi and he get the realization purified from the vasanas. Oh, so many lives. What is there? You are now enjoying Geetha. Next life is going to be the same. Why you are worried? Why are you weeping? It's beautiful. Few lives till you get established, clean all your vasanas. It is going to be the same way beautiful. As now you are involved in Geetha, thinking of Bhagavan, nothing to worry. Nothing to worry. It's all going to be pleasant. I am personally not scared of rebirth any number of times because I'll be talking my vasanas only about God. What is there to fear about birth? I'll only be talking about God. So this meditation, why it is glorious? Tapasvibhyodiko yogi, gnanibhyopi matodikah, karmibhyachadiko yogi, tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. This meditator is superior to people who merely do austerities, fasting Monday for this God, Tuesday for that God, going tirtha yatras, doing that. This meditator is superior to them. Jnanibhyaya, people who have studied extensively, this meditator is greater than him. Karmibhyaya, people who believe in services and all those karmas, duties, he is superior to them. Therefore, Arjuna, take up to meditation. And in that meditation also, you can meditate on several devatas for money, for power, and all that. No, meditate on me, the ultimate reality. He says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenam taratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamamata. Even amongst yogis, those who meditate on me, the infinite consciousness, they are the best. So with this, 6th chapter is concluded. But in 6th chapter, you have got only a broad outline of meditation. You really have not got how you have been said. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Last week I left this one sentence. That is, I tell you, I left this one sentence that I had to tell you. One sentence and one phrase I left. I'll tell you that. Shuchau deshe pratistapya sthiramasana matmana natyuchritim nati nicham chailojana kushot. Comfortable seat, neither too high because you will feel insecure, too low you will get cramps because of dampness. Chaila ajana kushottaram. Bottom is grass, on the top is deer skin, on the top is cloth. Because in the olden days they used to meditate in forests or even their houses. They don't have concrete houses. Worms should not come. Dampness should not be there. So grass. Worms should not come. So deer skin, because that's available easily in those days. And then it is rough. So a cloth on the top. So this was the seat recommended. But they are to suit those conditions. You don't have to wait. You cannot fold your legs, sit on the same chair or same bed. You meditate, nothing wrong. Sukhasanam, wherever you are comfortable. Swamiji used to tell an incident. Somebody met him and said, Swamiji, I heard you 10 years back talking on meditation. Oh, wonderful. So Gurudev said, so you've been meditating 10 years? No, Swamiji. Why? I did not get a deer skin. Stupid. These are all non-essentials. So that is one I missed. Another is the word. Why meditation? Atma Suddhaye. This type of meditation, sitting and doing meditation and concentration, exhausts the vasanas, but only Gnana can give you the ultimate. Therefore, Atma Shuddhaye, cleansing the personality. Anyway, now all these various things that we have dealt with up to now give a broad outline. But to meditate, you have to know some details. If you know God, you don't have to meditate. If you don't know God, how will you meditate? You need some details, some pointers. Those are taken up from the 7th chapter to the 15th chapter. The essence of all these meditations is in the 7th chapter. The 15th chapter concludes 16, 17, 18 are appendix. Some topics which are not covered, but the real teaching ends in the 15th chapter. 7 to 15 are all mostly meditations. And every chapter after 7, their roots are in the 7th chapter. So the next chapter, 7th chapter, what we are going to do is very important, where it talks to us how to meditate. Because you cannot meditate on something unknown. You don't have to meditate on something known. So unknown you meditate with the help of the known. They are called pointers. They are called pointers. Government houses, they all look like. You have to point to your friend's house. You see that house where there is a transformer? Yes, that is the house. Transformer will come and go. It can be shifted. Or a crow sitting, you see the crow sitting? You see that blue house? Crow can come and go. Color also can be changed. But once you know that house, you know that house. For you to know that house, you need some pointers. You have to leave the pointers and see the house. Even a name board is a pointer. 4th Street. You don't stand at the board itself. You won't reach. You have to leave the pointer and continue the journey. These are called Tatastha Lakshanas. Indicative definitions. God is taught in 2 Lakshanas. That's the subject matter in Taittiriya also. We'll be taking what we are doing. God is taught in 2 Lakshanas. One is Swarupa Lakshana. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Almost a direct description of God. Another is in terms of known to us with relative things. Yato va imani bhutani jayanti yena jatani jivan, from which everything has arisen. in which everything stays, into which everything goes back. So two ways of describing God. And for us, we are given several pointers like this to locate the God, to own the God in us, and to live in God as God. 7th chapter is the most beautiful chapter, wherein not only we are given the pointers, he gives us the technique also to actualize this. Therefore, this chapter is called Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Jnana, knowledge. There is God, knowledge. I am God, experience. Vijnana, knowledge is from others. Vijnana is your direct experience. 7th chapter gives us both Jnana and Vijnana. We'll just start the first verse. Two verses we'll do. Bas. Mayi Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madasrayaha Asamsayam Samagram Mam Yathajnasasi Tatsrunu Jnanam Teham Savijnanam Idam Vacham Aseshataha Yagnatvaneha Bhuyunyat Jnatavyam Avasishyate. Sri Bhagavan says, Maya Sakta Manaha, one who is interested in me, one who is attached to me, Yogam Yunjan Madasraya, depending on me, taking recourse to me, doing his meditation, Asamshayam Samagram, without any doubt, in completeness, Yathajnasasi, how he shall know me, Tatsrunu, you listen, I shall give you Jnanam Teham Savijnanam, that knowledge also to the with details to internalize. Vachyami, shall tell you, Aseshatha, without keeping anything back. Yagnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avasishyati. Having known which, you will not have anything more to know. I will give in all details. I will give you in all details, says Bhagavan. Okay. So we shall see the 7th chapter, more of it on Thursday. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Narayana. Thank you.
Hari Om, Uncle.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Amma.
Hari Om,
Hari
Uncle.
Om. Hari Om, Amma. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, everybody.
Hari Om.
Great. Narayana,
Hari Om.
Narayana, Narayana.
Hari Om,
Great,
Uncle.
great, great.
Love.
I leave and let live. The Samma had some doubt.
Yes.
Pahima. Amma, Pahima. You had some doubt.
You know, it was late. I couldn't unmute. I am
not able to
Dr.
hear you.
S. Kamala. Pahi Sahasranaman. S. Kamala.
Maybe you ring me up. I'm not able to hear you.
I don't know why. When can I call you?
When can I call you? Is Madam asking.
You can call me immediately now in 2 minutes.
Okay, but I won't know your phone number.
Are you there in the group?
Yeah, I
Bhagini?
am there in the group. I'll
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out.
I am there in
Yes.
the group.
So uncle is also there in the group.
I'll find out.
I am in
I'll
there.
find
I
out.
am in
Thank
the
you.
group. You can get my number there. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.